Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in. Oh, let's go, baby. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. You guys know what to do. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button as we get ready to rock and roll here from the beautiful Cedar Lake Speedway for another night of wild racing action. Let's get it, baby. Let's go, chat. Oh, this is going to be a lot of fun. This is going to be a ton of fun. We get the pro late models back out onto the racetrack here for the Montana iRacing League for what's going to be only a few more races left to go here in the series. Unfortunately, these drivers only got tonight and then next weekend left to go here, so 6 races left on the books here for our boys over there at the Montana iRacing League as we'll get them all ready to rock and roll here for our first heat race of the afternoon in just a few more moments as they'll get loaded into the sim and ready to rock and roll. Each and every one of these drivers be looking for the win here in this one. Joseph Barry says, let's go, baby. So excited to see this race tonight. Let's go, Joe. Let's go, my boy. That's what we want to hear. That's what we want to see, my boy. That's what we want to see. Yo, Mr. Barry coming in with the like, and my boy Joshua Blakely. Mr. Blakely in the house with that like on the stream. Casey Durant coming in with that heart reaction. How are ya, Casey? Casey coming in, setting the love here in this one as well with that heart reaction as we get these drivers stacked up, racked up, and ready to rock and roll here. Heat race number 1 about to roll out onto the racetrack. My boy Tyler Christensen coming in, showing the love over there on YouTube, says, hi, bud, how are you doing on this Saturday night? We are live tonight, baby. Yes, sir. We are live tonight, and we're doing very, very good. We are always doing good whenever we are, whenever we hit that live button. We're always doing better when we're live, and we get to see all you beautiful people up in the chat cheering on these drivers, whether they're racing or we're playing Call of Duty or Fortnite or whatever else. We're gonna be mixing it up. We're probably gonna be playing maybe some Fortnite or Call of Duty tomorrow, trying to get some games in, maybe trying to pull some of the supporters in. Everything else, we got no racing in the middle of it, so middle of the day, so kind of that whole middle of the day kind of opened up or whatever, so we might have to do some Fortnite or something, or some Call of Duty in there, throw something else into the mix for tomorrow afternoon. Yo, Amanda coming in with the like on the stream. Luke Zampich with that share. My boy Brian Waxer up in the house here as well with the like on the broadcast, says, we're going to get them ready to rock and roll. Heat race number 1 going to start rolling out there on the racetrack. And starting on the pole here in heat race number 1. It is the 43C machine. That is Casey Durand into his outside. In the rocket chassis number 85, that is Patches Be Fast. Starting in position number 3 in the 43 is the Red Line Design Company. The 43W, that is Terrell Wheeler in his outside. The 57 ride, that is Maurice Meyer. Starting in position number 5 in the 50B, that is Caden back into his outside in the JR1. 1H, the 5.6 graphics ride, that is Vernon Hill. Bringing up the rear of the field, that is Luke Zampich in the 33Z. Unfortunately, Merlin Sorensen not out there on the racetrack. Donovan says, I'm on my way home and supposed to be in the first heat. Oh, brother! That's a tough one right there. That's a tough loss. But hey, you know what? We'll see you out there in that feature event. Luckily enough, everyone's going to make it into the show. But you're going to have your work cut out for you here this evening as we are Green Flag Racing. Here in heat race number 1, it's the 43C of Casey Durand leads us down the back straightaway. Nice and easy down through quarter number 3 and out of quarter number 4. Getting a little bit squirrely there, but he's going to lead lap number 1 and already stretching out his lead pretty far here in this one. Already out to almost a 1 second advantage now over the 57 rider, Maurice Meyer. As Meyer trying to work himself up to the front of the field here. You see one other driver working himself up through the back. It is that 33Z of Luke Zampich. Zampich all over the back bumper there of the 85 ride. Things getting tight here for position number 3. Some body panels falling off the number 1H ride of Vernon Hill there as you see the 43W of Darrell Wheeler trying to hang on to his ride as the 85 pushes up the racetrack into the outside fence, now door to door for position number 3 on the racetrack. Vernon Hill down low, Luke Zampich up through the middle. Looks like Zampich going to get the advantage there and move that 33Z ride from the rear of the field up into position number 3 now. So a great drive for Luke Zampich, already up 5 positions on the racetrack as Casey Durand continues to lead the way. Casey The 43C machine out in front, continuing to lead the way. Hasn't allowed Maurice Meyer to really pick up any ground on him here, but Meyer not letting him run away with it either, as these two starting to split away from the rest of the field, as now Vernon Hill has found himself a way back around that 33Z of Luke Zampich. So move Hill back into third as Zampich there in position number 4. Patches Be Fast back there in that 5th position with Caden back there in 6th as Terrell Wheeler is looking his ride down pit side here. A tough break there, and obviously Merlin Sorensen still down pit side. As Casey Durand out in front, continuing to lead the way, going to click off another lap, that time by the start-finish line with 2 more laps left to go. Maurice Meyer in tow, trying to hunt him down. Unfortunately, not making any headway here. He's driving her in deep, throwing it into the corner here, but he's only going to get 1 more lap to get it done. White flag has been displayed for Casey Durand as Durand down the back straightaway for the final time here in heat race number 1. Nice and easy through 3 and out at corner number 4. Casey Durand gonna pick up heat race win number 1 on the evening. Maurice Meyer there in second. Vernon Hill, Luke Zampich, Patches Be Fast, Caden Beck, Terrell Wheeler, and Merlin Sorensen rounding out the field there in heat race number 1. As we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go. Heat race number 2. About to roll out onto the racetrack here as we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go. Starting on the pole in the Dirty South Speed Shop, Cocky Floyd Consulting, Speed Ranch number 5H, that is Chris Hill. To his outside in the Tri-City Speed Machine, the 54 ride, that is Joseph Brooks in position number 2. Starting in position number 3, it is the 86 ride, the BBI. Auto Works Repair in More Gear Grabbers Garage, number 86 ride of Patrick Lemire. To his outside of the Dusty Popham Realty, Pacer Signs and Designs, Flawless Auto Body Red Line Design Company, number 2 of PJ Popham. Starting in position number 5 in the 3D Racing, House of Speed, Norwood Sim Sports, 77 rides, the West Side Signs and Designs ride of Warren Samoy. To his outside in the 29 ride, that is the Elite Performance Industries, the RaceEPI.com ride of Jeremy Sorensen. Down on the inside, a row number 7, our final row here of the heat races, the Pacer Signs and Designs, Bike Motorsports 32 of Pacer Popham. And to his outside in the Lemire Racing 185 ride, that is Zane Lemire, bringing up the rear of the field. As 8 drivers ready to rock and roll, heat race number 2 is underway. Quickly, the 5H ride on the loud pedal, looking to try to slide up here and run away with this one as he jumps up to the middle groove here, taking that top lane away from the 54 of Joseph Brooks. As Brooks right there in second, you see a good run for PJ Popham as Popham hooked up down low here, trying to find something on the bottom side as he's looking to slide up into position number 2, trying to jump up here to take this lead away as Chris Hill out in front, going to continue to lead us here in heat race number 2 as he's got a lot of fast cats right there behind him. Warren Samoy there in 5th, and you see the 29 ride, and Zane Lemire going to come together. They're going to go around, and our first caution flag of the evening is going to fly. Looks like Jeremy Sorensen and Zane Lemire going to come together here off of corner number 2, and unfortunately they're going to run out of room here as the 185 gets a big run. You see the 29 get a little bit loose right there, but the 185 shoves it up to the outside here, and unfortunately just not a whole lot of room up there, and unfortunately just kind of gets hooked into that right rear quarter panel of the 29 ride. They get up into the outside wall. The 185 shoots down the racetrack. The 29 up the racetrack, backs it into the outside fence there, and some pretty heavy damage to both those rides, but they'll continue to truck along as they'll rejoin the rest of the field here and get ready to go back to green flag racing. Yo, Kenneth Roberts, what's good, Kenneth? Kenneth coming in, showing the love, says, what's up, fam? What's up, Kenneth? How are you, my dude? Kenneth coming in, showing the love. Carol Brooks coming in, says, good luck. Joseph cheering on Joseph Brooks out there on the racetrack. Casey says, put her on the pole again tonight. See if we can keep her there till the end tonight this time. Yes, Sirski, we look forward to seeing you out there. You look fast. You look hooked up. That car looked very, very strong out there, Casey, and we're anticipating a good run out of you. Yo, Kenneth Roberts Jr. coming in with that heart reaction. Carol Brooks with the heart reaction on the stream. Sonic Graphic Designs coming in with that like on the stream as well, with Patrick Lemire coming in, some matching that share button. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hit that like button, hit that share button. button, hit that follow and subscribe button as we are back to Green Flag Racing. Chris Hill quickly back onto the lap pedal here as he's looking to try to run away with this one. Tyler Christensen over there on YouTube says, are you racing tomorrow too? We are racing tomorrow as well. We do have a broadcast tomorrow evening right around 7:30 Eastern time, where we'll be back live with some racing action, but nothing throughout the middle of the day. No NASCAR racing, the Outcast Racing League in their off season right now, so we'll have to find something to do tomorrow evening. Maybe watch NASCAR over on Kick, or try to hang out with you guys, play some Call of Duty, or who knows what. It's Chris Hill out in front. He's not worried about it right now as he continues to lead the way. The 5H ride hooked up here in these pro late models as PJ Popham in tow, trying to hunt him down. Joseph Brooks right there in third. Patrick Lemire in position number 4 and looking for more. Warren Samoy there in that 5th position, trying to take a peek down to the inside of this 86 ride as Pacer Popham back there in 6th, Jeremy Sorensen in 7th, and St. Lemire bringing up the rear of the field. Here in this one as Chris Hill continues to lead the way, continues to hold these drivers off, continues to keep this 5H ride out in front here in heat race number 2 as he's looking to try to pick up the win here in our second heat race of the evening. As the white flag has been displayed, he's got a 1.1 second advantage between himself and PJ Popham. Is down the back straightaway, down through corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. It's all Chris Hill here in heat race number 2. Hill is going to pick up the win with PJ Popham, Joseph Brooks, Patrick Lemire, Warren Samoy, Pacer Popham, Jeremy Sorensen, and Zane Lemire bringing up the rear of the field. As now we're going to get ready for our Casey's Cash Dash here this evening as these drivers are going to jump out onto the racetrack here for the Casey's Cash Dash here this evening, as I do believe we are still doing the Cash Dash tonight. I do believe we were planning on doing it all weekend long, so I'm assuming we're going to see all the drivers that haven't won the Cash Dash be a part of this one here this evening as these drivers are going to roll out onto the racetrack here. I could be wrong. We may not be doing it, but I'm pretty positive we are. Yo, Luke Zampich, Calvin Herring coming in, showing the love with the reactions on the stream. How are you, Calvin? How you doing, my boy? How you doing, brother? Luke Zampich coming in, showing the big love with that thumbs up as well. Black Phoenix, my boy Black Phoenix coming in, showing the love with the like on the stream. Jovane, hopefully I'm saying that right. Mrs. or Mr. Richardson coming in, showing the love. Coming in with that like on the broadcast as well. I probably murdered your first name. I do apologize. As we do get these drivers out here for the Casey's Cash Dash here this evening. See the 43C of Casey Durant. He's looking to try to keep his money here, trying to keep himself out in front, looking to try to pick up the checkered flag here in our Cash Dash this evening. To his outside, that is Pacer Popham in position number 2. Chris Hill back there in third, who we just saw picked up heat race win number 2, looking to cash in here in this Cash Dash. The 85 of Patches Be Fast, the 29 of Mr. Jeremy Sorensen. Then we see the 50P of Caden back in the 185 of Zane Lemire. All out there on the racetrack as we are Green Flag Racing here from Cedar Lake Speedway. Quickly, it is that 43C of Casey Durant out in front as here comes Chris Hill and Pacer Popham. Popham taking a look to the outside as Casey leads us down across the start-finish line here on lap number 1. So Casey Durant out in front as some contact back there behind him. Unfortunately, no caution flags here in our Casey's Cash Dash as we will keep on rocking and rolling as Pacer Popham gonna edge out in front and towards the front of the field here. You see Chris Hill trying to work himself back into this picture as Casey Durant himself here with the Casey's Cash Dash trying to pick up his own money here this evening, trying to put a little bit of extra coin in his pocket and making it that much more difficult for these drivers here this evening as that 43C looks absolutely hooked up but gets into the infield tractor tires right there. Now he's gonna get jacked up. Contact, around goes Casey Durant. Pacer Popham to the point as here comes Chris Hill. They're going to come together. Around goes Pacer Popham. Around goes Chris Hill. Jeremy Sorensen's going to take this race lead away. Sorensen now out in front with Zane Lemire back there in position number 2. Chris Hill getting his car pointed back in the right direction. He's got Patches Be Fast right there with him as he takes his ride down pit side as Jeremy Sorensen out in front leading the way here looking to pick up the extra payday here in the Casey's Cash Dash. As things open up for him, contact at the front of the field, and he's looking to pick up the win here in this one. Jeremy Sorensen down through quarter number 3 and out of quarter number 4. He is going to get the win and pick up the payday here with the Casey's Cash Dash. What a crazy run. What a crazy race. What are we seeing out here on the racetrack, ladies and gentlemen? Wowzers. That is absolutely wild. That is some crazy, crazy racing action. Jojo Richardson, I love that. Love that. Yo, Black Phoenix Bionic Man coming in, showing the love here. My boy Black Phoenix coming in with the homie shout-out, the Meetup 2024, the BPX shout-out, all coming in, showing the love here in this one. I appreciate you guys coming in, showing the love. Black Phoenix with the homie shout-out, man. As Yochi coming in with that like on the stream. Jojo, Black Phoenix, all coming in, showing the love. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, make sure you hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow, and subscribe button if you're watching over on YouTube or Twitch as well. As we look forward to getting ready to rock and roll here as these drivers out on the racetrack, they're going to get a quick warm-up session in. They're going to make sure their cars are absolutely hooked up, absolutely ready to rock and roll here for our A main feature event. Bionic Man says, your commentary be on point. I appreciate that, Bionic Man. I appreciate that. We try to keep our craft up to date and trying to make it the best we can here on a nightly basis. As my boy Bryce Richardson, Bryce are coming in, showing the love with the like on the stream. John coming in with that heart reaction as well. How are you, John? How are you, Bryce? Coming in, showing the love here in this one with the reactions as we'll get these drivers ready to rock and roll. They'll get ready to go to battle here in just a few more moments for our A main feature event. Oh man, this is gonna be a lot of fun. This is gonna be a lot of fun. If it's anything like we just saw here for the Cash Dash, we are in for a treat here this evening. These drivers are gonna be putting on an absolutely wild show for us here all evening long in Cedar Lake Speedway. Man, this is such a beautiful facility. These drivers, you know, a lot of them have been here. They've been racing and everything else a lot of times, and this track just never disappoints. We see continuous side-by-side, 2-wide, 3-wide battles out there on the racetrack, and just like we saw there in that Cash Dash, things can happen in a quick hurry. One bobble, one mistake, one slip-up, and things can get crazy in a heartbeat, as we saw those drivers get absolutely messed up right there. Fixed or open setup, sure. I do believe these are fixed. I do believe these are fixed. I do believe the pros are fixed. The 305 late model, or the 305 sprint cars that are coming up next, I do believe they leave them open just because drivers aren't really used to those as they are the late models. So I do believe this is a fixed series, and then the 305 sprint cars coming up next are open. My boy Bionic Man coming in as well with the exclamation mark notify coming in, turning on those live noties. I appreciate you coming in, showing the love, and hitting that live noti up here in the stream as he comes in with the like on the stream as well. I appreciate you, Bionic Man, coming in, showing the love here in this one. Absolutely insane as we get ready to set these drivers loose. We get ready to go green flag racing here in just a little bit. We're going to take you guys for a quick little side-by-side and little sights and sounds here of these drivers out there on Cedar Lake Speedway. We're going to be right back here in just a few more moments. We're going to get a drink and we're going to get ready for our A main feature event here in just a few more moments. gentlemen, boys and girls, you came here for a show. Well, here you go. It's our A-Main feature event about to get underway. These drivers ready to rock and roll here in this one. Is our A-Main feature event about to get underway. 40 laps of racing action here for the Montana iRacing League, live from Cedar Lake Speedway. These drivers gonna get loaded in and ready to rock and roll as Joseph coming in, showing the big love here with the 50-star dono coming in, setting it off. I appreciate you, Joe, coming in with the 50-star dono up here in this one as we're going to get ready to set these drivers loose. Starting on the pole in the 43C machine, that is Casey Duran to his outside. In the number 5H, that is Chris Hill. Starting in position number 3 in the 57 ride, that is Maurice Meyer into his outside. In the 2 ride, it's the Dusty Popham Realty. Flawless Auto Body Pacers Signs and Designs 2 ride of PJ Popham. Starting in position number 5 in the 5-6 graphics, JR1 number 1H, that is Vernon Hill into his outside. In the Tri-City Speed Machine, it's the 54 of Joseph Brooks. Starting in position number 7 on the racetrack in the 33Z, that is Luke Zampich in his outside. In the Auto Works Repair in Moore number 86, that is Patrick Lemire. Starting in position number 9 in the 85 ride, that is Patches Be Fast into his outside. In the 3D Racing House of Speed West Side Signs and Design 77 ride, that is Warren Samoy rounding out our top 10. Then you see the number 50B of Caden back there in the 11th position as Pacer Popham to his outside. The 43W of Terrell Wheeler, Jeremy Sorensen, Zane Lemire in the 307 of Merlin Sorensen rounding out the field. As 16 drivers ready to rock and roll, Casey Duran on the pole as we end all the anticipation with our feature presentation. As we are quickly green flag racing here from Cedar Lake Speedway, and things are getting wild deeper through the field. Casey Duran out in front, unfortunately for the 57 ride, sliding backwards, and so is he. PJ Popham beating and backing up into the outside fence as the yellow flag flies. Goes the 57 ride on Maurice Meyer. Down pit side here, you can't even see him. There he is. Car is absolutely destroyed. A heavy hit right there for Maurice Meyer as he takes his car down pit side. The 185 ride also down pit side here, as I'm not sure what happened here as he just gets up into the outside fence there at the flag stand. Unfortunately rolls up the racetrack and then hard into these infield tractor tires, with the outfield tractor tires helping that pit lane wall right there, as unfortunately he clips them and tears that car to shreds. A heavy hit right there for that 57 ride, as man, that is a tough break right there for Maurice Meyer. Up inside the top 3 at this moment, just right there, scrubs the outside fence. Unfortunately, just drags that car into it and then just gets them bent out of shape, trying to get the car stopped, trying to get it wound up. Unfortunately, slides right into those tractor tires and absolutely tears that 57 right apart. As we'll take a look back as well, we also saw the 185 ride of Zane Lemire having some issues out here on the racetrack, as well as things were getting crazy here. Drivers beating and banging and bouncing around here. The 185 trying to work himself up towards the top 10, sends it in there. Trying to avoid the 32 ride, drives up into the outside fence, goes upside down, and turtles himself here in 3 and 4, and he's going to take his car right down pit side there. Is just nowhere for him to go, as he's just trying to avoid that 32 ride right here, is trying to stay out of trouble, trying to keep himself under control out there on the racetrack, and trying to avoid this 32, as you see the 32 just sideways right there on the racetrack. He drives up the racetrack trying to avoid him, and as he does, he cuts the wheel too far to the right. The car just pushes up the racetrack hard up into the outside wall. It just drags him in there, obviously right front suspension problems, and just can't get that car off the wall. It climbs it, goes upside down, in a heartbreaker for the 185 as well, as we saw a lot of drivers unfortunately just getting tied up there in that one, as we get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing. Casey Duran, the green flag here in this one, quickly jumping back onto the loud pedal, looking at trying to run away with that 43C ride, but now he's got PJ Popham right there behind him. Popham up to the high side here in 3 and 4, looking for a big one as the caution flag is going to fly once again here in this one, and that may have been a bit of a saving grace for that 43 ride as, man, that 2 ride was getting wound up there on the high side and ready to pounce, ready to try to jump up and take this race lead away from that number 43C. As we'll take a look, it looks like Joseph Brooks having some issues here on this restart as the Tri-City Speed Machine, the 54 ride. Oh, Chris Hill getting a little sideways there. They go 3, almost 4 wide there, and unfortunately just does not work out. They kind of get bounced around and then contact there. Oh, Zane Lemire going to get in there again as well and get a good piece of that 54 ride as well. As just things just tightening up here on the racetrack. Really nowhere for these drivers to go as each and every one of them just running as close as they can, trying to get everything they can. And Chris Hill coming off the wall pushes the 54 ride down into the one of Vernon Hill, then nowhere to go for the 86 ride as the 54 gets parked onto his nose there, helps him go around, and unfortunately hard up into that outside fence here a couple times for this 54 ride as he goes loop and loop, and here comes the number 185 in here. He's going to come in and just drive right underneath him there and absolutely shred that right front tire again on the 185 ride. A couple instances already for Zane Lemire as we get him stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. Kara, Billy Tabor coming in, showing the love with the like on the stream. How are you, Billy? How are you, my boy? Coming in, showing the love as we are back to Green Flag Racing. Another good restart right there for Casey Durand. As Durand out in front, trying to be the reflection of perfection here this evening. He's been out in front for every lap so far, and he's looking to try to keep it that way. We saw him start on the pole yesterday in the dirt street, or the UMPs or the dirt street stocks, one or the other. He started on the pole, was able to lead the first 19 laps of the race. Unfortunately, then started to slide backwards as we do see another caution flag fly here in this one, as it looks like Pacer Popham and Maurice Meyer having some issues out there on the racetrack. Tough racing action out there. You see the 32 just get tight, washes off the track here, and then, oh man, trying to stay off other cars. Unfortunately collects the 57 rider, Maurice Myers. He gets tied up in another one as, fortunately for the Bike Motorsports ride, you just seem to get very, very tight here. Down through corner 1 and 2, the car pushes up the racetrack. As he pushes up the track, here comes the 50B of Caden back. He's going to drive it down low and underneath of him here, and then just unfortunately trying to keep himself out of that wall and bouncing off of the wall. Drives it down the racetrack, sees that he's headed towards the 50B ride, tries to correct it, gets that little contact there with Caden back. His back also getting a piece of the outside fence, but then the 32 ride going to go for a loop-de-loop there after a hard contact with the outside fence, and then going to collect that 57 rider, Maurice Meyer, right there. As Meyer getting some pretty good damage onto his ride. To see the 85 rider Patches be fast, trying to slide by there. Is some heavy damage out there on the racetrack. A few cars tore up early in this one as Joseph Brooks coming in again. Or not Joseph Brooks, Joseph Berry coming in again here. Sorry, I was thinking Joseph Brooks after last caution. And Mrs. Carol Brooks coming in with the 250 stars as well. Joseph says, great racing tonight. Some great racing here in this one. I appreciate you, Joe, coming in again with the 50-star dono. And a huge shout out to Carol Brooks as well, coming in with the 250-star donation. Absolutely setting it off here in this one. Let's get a hashtag Barry and a hashtag Brooks up in the chat right now for Joseph Barry and Carol Brooks coming in, showing the big love here in this one with the big star donos. Actually activating a star party as well as activated a star party here on the evening. You guys got 4 minutes to try to hit this star party goal. I don't know what that means or what it does, but it's something cool that Facebook does with the star party challenge and challenging the viewers to try to hit that star party here this evening as we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to Green Flag Racing here in this one as these drivers are ready to rock and roll. They're ready to go back to battle here tonight as out in front, Casey Durand looking for that green flag here once again. Out at quarter number 4 as he is quickly back onto the lap pedal, gets a couple car length lead there down through quarter 1 and out of quarter number 2. He's trying to hold off PJ Popham as Popham looking to try to get that 2-car wound up and out in front here as Brooks looking to try to jump up and work himself back through the field here as well. You see Joe trying to work himself through, get some contact there with Caden back up the racetrack and off the racetrack there towards the outside fence and pit lane there. A tough break right there for Caden back as that's going to take him right off the racetrack. Is out in front. We're going to see a good battle here for the lead as PJ Popham, Casey Durant 1 and 2 as we get a new race leader here at Cedar Lake Speedway as the 2 ride of PJ Popham is going to jump up and take this race lead away. So PJ Popham now out in front as Casey Durant slides back to position number 2. Our boy Chris Hill right there in position number 3 is Warren Samoy there in position number 4 in the 3D Racing House's speed ride there in that 4th position. Up 6 spots on the racetrack is Vernon Hill right there behind him in position number 5 as Luke Zampich trying to roll himself around that 1H ride as goes for a little bit of a slide job there in 3 and 4. Darrell Wheeler back there in 7 with Joseph Brooks there in position number 8. Jeremy Sorensen, Morel Sorensen there in position number 9 and 10 on the racetrack. Then we see Patrick Lemire, Maurice Meyer, Zane Lemire, Pacer Popham, Patches Be Fast, and Caden Back bringing up the rear of the field. As out in front, it's all PJ Popham. Here in this one is my boy Kevin Kimmy. Kev coming in, showing the love, says, let's go, Kev. Coming in, showing the love here in this one, smashing that thumbs up on the broadcast. How are you, brother? Kev coming in, showing the big love here in this one with the like on the stream as man, some great racing action. My boy Kev coming in, showing the love over there as well. Bubba with the let's go over on Twitch as well, coming in, showing the love over there on the purple site and over here on Facebook as we are currently live on all 3 channels, live on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube as of right now. So make sure you guys go and show us some love on all 3 broadcasts. Out in front, PJ Popham continuing to lead the way. Casey Durant holding on to position number 2 here, but unfortunately starting to slide farther and farther away from our race leader is PJ Popham, opening up a big lead here at Cedar Lake Speedway. This 2 ride absolutely hooked up in the slick stuff and finds himself now out in front by almost 3 seconds between himself and Casey Durant. And Durant holding on to second as Chris Hill right there behind him is the Dirty South Speed Shop, Speed Ranch, Cocky Boy Consulting 5H ride. There in position number 3, Warren Samoy trying to work himself up into a podium position here as the 77 ride up 6 spots on the racetrack, currently tied with Terrell Wheeler as our hard charger right now, as Terrell actually going to slide back a spot here as he's got a lot of fast cats all around him as he's got Jeremy Sorensen right there behind him, Merlin Sorensen right there as well. Both those drivers up 5 positions on the racetrack as we do see the 85 ride of Patches Be Fast going to head off the racetrack as we see the caution flag fly. Caution flag coming out. A few drivers tied up in this one as it looks like Joseph Brooks, Luke Zampich going to get tied together here down out of quarter number 2. We'll take a look back and see what happens as Brooks trying to work himself in front of the number 1 H of Vernon Hill here up on the high side. Oh, Hill gets tight, watches up the racetrack, puts the 54 in himself up into the fence, nowhere to go for the 33 ride, and then see the 57 trying to get checked up there as well, trying to avoid all that carnage there as oh, man, what a heartbreaker for the 54 ride. The Tri-City Speed Machine working himself back up through the traffic here. Vernon Hill going to get slid right there at 3 and 4, and then he's going to try to give it back here as he just rolls it down the bottom side of the racetrack. The car just kind of hips and hops and unfortunately just tightens up and just straightens out right there in the center of the corner and just pushes right up the racetrack, right in front of the 54 ride and hard up into the outside fence there. Not only for the 54, heavy contact for the 33Z of Luke Zampich. See Vernon Hill hard into that outside fence as well, but man, a heartbreaker for Joseph Brooks as he was looking to have a great rebound, working himself back up through the field here as we'll jump right on board with the helmet cam here of Joseph Brooks as he's up there into position number 5 right there at this moment, and unfortunately all of a sudden here comes the 1H and just parks it right on top of him and nothing he can do, and that's how quickly things happen here at Cedar Lake as we are back to green flag racing as quickly PJ Popham back onto the lap pedal here, looking to run away once again with this one as he's got a 7/10 of a second lead already over himself, and Casey Durant is back there. Chris Hill trying to hold off Warren Samoy right there in position number 4 and looking for more here as he continues to work to the inside of the 5H ride. Darrell Wheeler back there in position number 5, having a good run here for the 43W as he finds himself now in that 5th position with Jeremy Sorensen. Merlin Sorensen, Patrick Lemire, Maurice Meyer, and Pacer Popham rounding out our top 10. As PJ Popham out in front continue to click off these laps, lap after lap after lap, as we just hit over halfway in and halfway to go here in this one. My boy Bubba says, doing well, just got done deep frying some wings and fries. Oh, brother! Ship me some wings and fries. I'd take some wings and fries right now. That sounds absolutely delicious. That sounds absolutely delightful, brother. That sounds delightful. Some wings? Oh, man, I wanted some wings earlier today. That is for certain, but went with a burger and fries. But, you know, I would totally take some wings, honestly. I'm just always scared to get wings from restaurants. You know, I just never know. I'm not huge on spicy stuff, so I'm not huge on, you know, getting wings. And, you know, everyone has a different aspect on what mild is or anything else, right? And, like, I can handle a mild wing, not hot wings. And sometimes the milds are still too hot for this guy. I'm not huge on spice. As out in front, one driver that's feeling very spicy here this evening. It is that 2 right of PJ Popham. As Popham out in front once again, stretching his lead out to almost 3 seconds now. As Casey Durant trying to hold on to position number 2. Durant has some company here at the front of the field here in that second spot. As here comes Chris Hill working to his outside. Warren Samoy right there as well, trying to work himself not only around the 43C machine, but also around that 5H of Chris Hills. Unfortunately, the 43C of Casey Durant always so good down on the bottom side of the racetrack. This 43 ride always hooked up down low, very fast on the bottom side here, but unfortunately that bottom lane looking like it's starting to fade away a little bit more and a little bit more here, and obviously starting to lose the handle of that 43 machine and sliding backwards here now even more as he's back now to position number 3 as Chris Hill right there in front of him now. Warren Samoy going to work, trying to put himself up into a podium position here as Warren right there into that 3rd spot now as he works to the outside of the 43C of Casey Durant as they all continue to battle. Out in front now with a 4.2 second lead is PJ Popham out in front, but he's going to see his lead evaporate here again this evening as the caution flag going to come back out. Looks like Pacer Popham and Luke Zampich gonna have some issues here as the 32 ride down low, trying to work the inside lane here and then down through quarter number 3 and 4. Looks like he sends it in there, gets sideways. 33 tries to throw it in on the bottom side there. Unfortunately, just gets a big run, throws it in there pretty deep, and unfortunately, when he does that, he just slides up and into the 32 right here as they make contact. They're both going to go for a little bit of a loop-de-loop here and then down through the infield, and unfortunately, that's enough for the caution flag to fly as both those drivers having a little demolition derby down there and a little do-si-do on the bottom side of 3 and 4, and unfortunately for our race leader, PJ Popham, he's going to see that 4-second lead be evaporated, and that's going to bring Chris Hill, Warren Samoy, Casey Durant, Terrell Wheeler right back to his rear bumper as we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing. Here in this one, as these drivers ready to duke it back out here as Bubba says, heck no, they are like KFC, extra crispy, extra crispy. Okay, I don't mind that. I don't mind that too much. As long as it's not extra spicy, I'm fine with it. Extra crispy, I don't mind, but extra spicy, I can't do it. Yeah, spice is a no bueno for me. No spice. No spice for this guy. Like, the most I'll do is like spicy fries, and that's it. That's like, I'll probably dip them in ketchup. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. As we are back to green flag racing, the green flag quickly back out into the air. A great restart there for PJ Popham. As Popham out in front, a little contact back there behind him as the 29 ride of Jeremy Sorensen trying to work himself up through the field here. You see the 1H of Vernon Hill trying to work himself back up towards the top 5. The 86 of Patrick Lemire trying to rebound here, trying to work himself up inside the top 5 here as he's right on the back bumper here of Terrell Wheeler in that 307 of Merlin Sorensen. As they get tied together here, they're making some pretty heavy contact, and they're going to go 3 wide down across the start-finish line. The 86 season opening jumps down low, trying to work himself up into the 5th position. Unfortunately for Terrell Wheeler, he's going to get swallowed up here, but a slide jump from the 86. Wowzers, I can't believe he pulled the trigger on that one as he slid up just over the nose of Merlin Sorensen. Sorensen now going to get booted back to about the 8th position as here comes that 1H of Vernon Hill back up through the field as well. Casey Duran right there in position number 4, and looking for more is Chris Hill and Warren Samoy duking out back there for position number 2, is out in front, and once again looking to continue to pull away and pick up the checker flag here today. The 2 ride of PJ Popham looking very, very strong right now, looking untouchable out there on the racetrack, as no one's been able to really catch up or hang with them here. But unfortunately, they're going to get another opportunity as the caution flag coming back out. Reese Meyer having some issues there in corner 1 there, as we'll take a look back and see what happens to Reese Meyer, as Meyer unfortunately just not having the run he was hoping for here today. It's the 307 who's having a great run, unfortunately sliding backwards here. Looks like they're going to make some contact. It's the 307 trying to go from the high side to the bottom side, unfortunately cuts over the back end of that 57, just going to tag him enough to spin him up into the outside fence, and unfortunately here, just going to make that contact, and around goes the 57 rider Reese Meyer. There's the contact, unfortunately just cutting down underneath the rear end of the 57, right where we saw him hit the wall earlier. Luckily enough, he was able to get the car checked up, woed up, and not sliding up into those tractor tires again like we saw early in the race. But unfortunately, he's still going to go around and bring out the caution flag once again, as a heartbreaker for the 57, as Reese Meyer just not having the run he was hoping for here today, as we get him stacked up and ready to go back to green flag racing. PJ Popham out in front looking for another big restart here out of the 2 ride. Chris Hill right there in position number 2 with Warren Samoy, Casey Durand, and now Patrick Lemire rounding out our top 5. Terrell Wheeler, Vernon Hill, Luke Zampich, Pacer Popham, and Zane Lemire rounding out our top 10, as we are back to green flag racing. The green flag quickly back out into the air for the 2 ride of PJ Popham, as he gets a great restart, leads about 4 or 5 car lengths down the back straightaway, looking to try to stretch that lead out once again as the 2 ride shot out of a cannon. Going to see that white flag fly one more time around here for PJ Popham, as Popham out in front, nice and easy for the final time down the back straightaway, down through corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. It's all PJ Popham here in this one, as Popham going to pick up the checkered flag here in the Pro Late Models in the Montana iRacing League here from Cedar Lake Speedway. What a run and what a drive for this 2 ride, as he gets it done, and he's going to park his car up here in the Cedar Lake victory lane. Warren Samoy able to jump up and steal position number 2 away from Chris Hill for that 2nd spot on the racetrack. Hill unfortunately back into that 3rd position here as the 77 of Warren Samoy, also going to be our hard charger here this evening in this one, as Chris Hill there in 3rd. But it's all PJ Popham here in this one, as he was able to jump up, take that race lead away from Casey Durand, and never look back, even with a few caution flags throughout that final second half of this race. He was able to just hit those restarts, open up some big leads, and drive that 2 ride up into victory lane once again here in the Montana iRacing League. As we'll get ready to jump up into the broadcast booth here, we're going to pull our top 3 in for some post-race interviews. Hey PJ, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker Broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
I got you.
PJ, man, what a run, what a race. Took you a little while to find your way to the front of the field, but once you did, you never looked back, as you were trying to get wound up, trying to find some big runs to get to the outside of the 43C of Casey Durand there. It looked like a couple times you were going to be able to make that move and get around him, and then the caution flags coming out, being a little bit of saving grace there for the first 10 or 15 laps of this race for Casey Durand. But slowly but surely, we see some green flag runs here. You're able to jump up there and snag that lead away from the 43 ride, and then you're shot out of a cannon ever since that point. A lot of restarts late in this race, but you're able to just hit your marks and keep on picking off the laps here, lap after lap after lap, continue to just stretch out your lead here, as we saw you get out to some massive leads here, some massive advantages out there on the racetrack. Obviously, a lot of those evaporating with the caution flags, and have this field right back to your rear bumper again, and you have, Warren Samoy, Chris Hill, Patrick Lemire closing the door on you here, trying to catch up to you, trying to get to, your inside or maybe your outside, trying to figure out a way to get around you here late in this race, but they really never got a shot, as you're able to hit those restarts perfectly and hold those drivers off, man. Take us through this race and how you got it done, and how does it feel to be back up here in victory lane?
Feels good, just being patient there. There's going to be some carnage probably, the beginning of the race when everybody's bunched up and double wide. So, just trying to be patient and wait, for the right time to make moves, and was able to get to the outside of Casey and then drive away.
Absolutely, and take us back here through some of these restarts. As we said, the lines of Chris Hill and still Casey Durand right there, and Warren Samoy right there behind you. We're getting a little bit nervous there late in this race, seeing some of those caution flags, knowing that you had such a lead, such an advantage there, where maybe you were burning yourself up a little bit. Maybe those guys were saving a little bit there. We're getting a little nervous there with those late race caution flags coming out and having those guys right back to your rear bumper, where anything can happen. They get a good restart, maybe try to throw a big slide job or anything else out there on the racetrack.
Yeah, definitely bunching them back up is, it's not ideal, but, we just got to nail the restart, and the car was pretty good that it was going to be pretty hard to get around me. So I could run, top, bottom, middle there at the end. I was just running right through the slick on both ends, and, the car was taking it. So pretty, pretty comfortable. The restarts, you never like to see them, but as long as we could nail them, we had a good shot.
Absolutely, and you nailed them all perfectly here in this one as you park that two right up here in the Cedar Lake Speedway victory lane. PJ, who would you like to thank for such a great run and strong performance again here this evening?
I thank all my teammates, Tommy Bush, Joseph Brooks, my dad, all my sponsors, Pacer Sign and Design, Upfront Bodies, DM Race Engines, Realtor Dusty Popham, Allegiant Salon, Falls Casino, No Transport. Thank you for doing the broadcast, the fans for watching, and thanks, Warren, for putting the show on. And again, got to just wish Owen another happy birthday. It'll be his birthday tomorrow, so.
Absolutely happy birthday for Owen, and man, what a run and what a drive here for you in this one, and we don't expect anything less out of you from that two right here in the 305 sprint cars coming up next, as you're always a rocket ship out there in those things as well. So hopefully we'll see you back out here on in the broadcast booth before the end of the evening, as obviously you're always so fast in those 305 sprint cars, and definitely going to be the car to beat again here this evening. And obviously we talked about a little bit last night what happened here last time we ran Cedar Lake Speedway with you out in front, and obviously having that contact spinning out late in the race and not being able to park the two right up here in victory lane. Obviously you're looking to go back to back here tonight, looking to be maybe a little bit more patient and try to just finish off a wonderful weekend here for you and picking up another checkered flag.
Yeah, maybe cautions won't be so bad in the 305, so that way I don't have to deal with that traffic, huh?
Absolutely, PJ. Well, we look forward to seeing you out there back in action here in just a few more moments. Good luck, have fun, and hope. All righty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our race winner, PJ Popham, as PJ picks up the win, parks that two right up here in victory lane, as we're going to get ready to pull in our second place finisher and our hard charger here on the evening, the number 77 rider, Warren Samoy, coming home here in position number 2 is, oh God, why are we losing frames again over on Facebook? What the fuck? What the Facebook? Get your shit together. Get your shit together, Facebook. Come on, Facebook. Come on. Come on. Work with me here. Work with me here. Come on, Facebook. I don't know why Facebook always have such a hard time over there. I don't know what's going on with Facebook the last little while. It was so good, but now it's just gone to absolute dog shit over there on Facebook. What in the world? What in the world is going on? Sorry, guys, if it's super laggy or anything else or buffering over there on Facebook. Hopefully it gets better here for you in a quick moment. We're hoping everything should be good, but I don't understand when we're having any skip frames. I'm going to have to go through a lot of settings here and try to fix that. We'll get ready to pull in our second place finisher here, Warren